All right, welcome to this version of the memory team meeting, and we'll jump right into it. So top of the list there is the image resizing, and Josh and I were talking about this earlier this week. He asked what we were measuring while we were doing the image resizing, and I couldn't answer him. I didn't know. So we kind of talked through some things. He said, you know, one of the success criteria is neutral on cost and checking in on page speed, where we're able to improve page speed. And I linked the command the dashboard that Alexi created. So that's all I had. And I see that I think it's Alexi's typing in there. Request duration is our priority.
I couldn't say pretty much more. I was mostly keeping an eye on like general health of the workforce and that fleet. But one of my primary criteria I was looking at was like the duration, the 99 percentile of the request time. And currently it sits below 200 milliseconds, which for 1 million of resized images we serve today after we enabled pitch flags for everyone. So even though we have some weird spikes on maximum duration, they're not even in 99th percentile. So I will probably look into these requests because we have a couple of requests which took like 15 seconds. But maybe it's not related to our code at all. Maybe it's related to the whole, this workhorse Rails cycle. And there was a deployment, so I don't know yet what was the reason, but 99 percentile sits like firmly below 200 milliseconds. So, yeah. Okay. I don't know what else. We could also like see what is the resulting bandwidth, because like original image usually around 150 milliseconds, while we serve less than 3 kilobytes, not milliseconds, sorry, 150 kilobytes, and we serve less than 3 kilobytes on each request, and even less for smaller images. So probably saved bandwidth is also something we could like attach to our report. Yep.
Do we have a sense of what the overall page timing is? The reason to do this was to try and improve performance for end users. Do we have a sense of what that, whether that was successful? I guess we might not have fully deployed yet, so it might be hard to know. But
no, I don't know where to look. Actually, I mean, I have an idea that we probably need to look to this. Site speed, but I don't actually know. I didn't look at it.
Okay.
So
yeah, we have some. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I mean, if you have something in mind, I mean, where any particular dashboard we could check, I would appreciate, but I didn't check it yet. I was only like looking at the actual resize cycle.
Okay. And we have site speed for some pages that will likely show improvements, like like a merge request detail or a merge request list page. So we have some of those. So that'll be helpful probably. Where are we at as far as deployment goes? Like, is it fully enabled for everything, or?
Yes, it's enabled for like all avatars of the listed sizes, but we list a lot of sizes. So I would say we list most popular sizes.
Got it. So just to confirm, I understand, it's enabled for all avatars of most smaller sizes for all of GitLab.com.
And sizes are
cool.
Yeah, if you check the report, you will see the sizes currently being requested. And as you could see, like the limit only 6 sizes.
Okay. Cool. And then do you know what date that they got rolled out to all avatars? So I can take a look and see what the change in performance was.
I think that's basically all avatars. I'm not sure, I'm not really sure, we didn't decide yet if we're going to just drop this allow list at all. I think we also introduced this list of popular sizes to prevent, you know, some sort of resizing bombing or to have like streamlined statistics. So I got an idea that we would let it sit in our code, this, you know, allow list of sizes. So
Yeah.
I would basically
Sorry,
say we already, yeah.
Sorry, I was just asking if you knew what date the rollout was made across GitLab for all avatars, and that way I can look at the site speed tests and see if I can see a difference, you know, from before to after.
I rolled out it like 3 hours ago today. So
cool.
you can start looking at site speed like from today, I would say.
All right, sounds good. We'll do. I'll paste. I'll look at back my PC in like 2 minutes, and I'll paste in the links to the site speed pages.
Mm-hmm. I'm still like a bit monitoring the process, and I will post if I will need to roll back, but I hope I won't. So for now it's all working fine.
Cool. Thank you. And Josh, where are you going to post the results? Are you going to post it in the Epic somewhere, or where are you going to let us know?
Yeah, for now, right now, I'll just share the link in this doc, or I'll put them in the pipe, but I should put them in the Epic, and then you know, and then we can all keep an eye on it today. Like the test runs every like 12 hours or so, so it might take a little bit to have our baseline test, but cool.
Awesome. Thank you. And then related to image resizing, I started an architectural blueprint on image resizing. It was requested by the architectural kickoff group. And you can read more about the process here, the GitLab architectural evolution workflow. Anybody can contribute to this blueprint. Really, I just took the Epic and reworded it to fit the blueprint format. And the reason this was created is because there is going to be a handoff piece, right? We're going to stop our work essentially with the avatar portion of it, but there's a lot more follow-up work that some team will pick up. So by creating the blueprint, it kind of wraps everything up and puts it in a place where we can hand it off so that folks know what's up next. But I would say if you have any questions on the architectural blueprint itself or the workflow, just ask on the merge request. And like I said, anybody can contribute to the merge request. I started the draft, but it is not complete. Gregor has asked a bunch of questions on there that I still need to get back to. All right, Rum on GitLab. I know Chinyu's working on that, and there's been some good communication back and forth with Josh on that, answering a bunch of questions. Lessons learned, we've talked about this for a while. I created that epic on the under memory team tasks, and seems like as we're ramping down on image resizing and the cached queries, that we can take a chance to actually do the lessons learned, write up some of the lessons we learned from each, and see if we can share any good findings with the rest of the team, both internally and externally. So I've added the issues at 13.6. Take a look. I know that we have the blog post already out there for, or at least a draft of the blog post for image resizing. So it would be good to get that out there. And how we measured, how we implemented and measured the cache queries are all really good stories for lessons learned. So we'll get those scheduled for the next milestone. Someone added, it's probably Nicola, added the N+1 cache queries work.
Yeah, me.
Okay. Want to give us a quick
okay,
update?
I just reordered like the epic that now contains the documentation issues, and I created a sub epic that contains like the improvements work where we're fixing something. And I think that currently we have 3 issues that are almost done, and I will maybe add 1 more, and I think that will be enough for like examples, and like we fixed 3 or 4 and maybe even 5 endpoints, and then I will focus more on documenting the process and everything else. Beside that, like I created a separate issue for key value metrics, and we did improvement for performance bars, so it will be easier to detect, like the performance bar will now show the M+1, actually the cache queries as well, so we can like detect the cache queries as well in performance bar, which will make easier to find the actual, like when debugging the production, to find the actual place where these cache queries are called.
Awesome, thank you. And Camille, looks like you're up.
Yeah, so I actually added these 3 items. I was like pretty involved recently with the zip architecture of the GitLab pages, and it's actually like so far like going super well. Like we were running .gitlab.com for the last week, like initially for a few hours, then for 24 hours, until we decided that we're just gonna run it continuously. I am planning, like with the pages team, to start doing percentage rollout. There are still like a bunch of other challenges to solve, but it should give us like the confidence from the memory point of view, performance point of view, that these changes are behaving as expected. I actually also got involved a little like with the runner changes, so I just continue working on that. And the feature flags, it seems that for right now, for agenda to me on the feature flags is like there seems to be agreement to remove the licensed feature flags, implicit licensed feature flags, to actually kind of remove around, I mean, over 100 feature flags that are implicit today. So this is basically like what I'm aiming to finish this fix for the feature flags. And the next for me gonna be preparing docs page for the feature flags with the information of everything. This is what I'm being occupied with.
All right. Sorry, I'll stop sharing so I can see everybody. Anything, we got through the agenda. Is there anything else we need to cover today? Nope. All right. We'll spend some time this week with Josh and probably other people on the team to figure out the work that we need to do coming up for Ruby 2.7. And we already have some issues out there for reducing the memory footprint of GitLab. So, and that's all coming up for 13.6 once we wrap up the current efforts. So, yep, if there's nothing else, let everybody get back to it. Thanks, everybody. Happy Monday.
Yeah, happy Monday.
You too. Happy Monday.